I was a teller, and then I was an MSR. I kind of hopped from thing to thing, and then when we went to Great Lakes, I worked at the local credit union. So I just have kind of stayed with banking until real estate happened. I didn't seek out real estate. I am a person that if you don't get back to me, I'm gonna throw me in and I'm gonna figure this shit out kind of person.
Welcome to the Your Peak Life podcast. Let's conquer the summit of life and reach the apex of our potential.
Welcome to another episode of Your Peak Life podcast. Today we got a special guest, one of our partners, a top producer, mom, military spouse. I mean, the list goes on and on. Jaima, welcome.
Thank you.
How's it going?
It's going.
Good to see you finally on the
I know you finally got
episode.
me in here.
Jeez. Yeah.
So,
It's actually not as scary as I thought it was going to be.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not.
So, for our audience, just kind of, tell us a little about yourself, how long you've been in the business, what led you to Iron Valley, the connection, where you at currently in your real estate journey.
Okay, so I've been in real estate for this is my 6th year, which is crazy because it seems like it's flown by. Originally, I was with my previous brokerage the entire time. I was on a team, but I was ready for a change, something new, and I knew you two actually already
Yes.
Yeah.
from Iron Valley. So it was familiar faces. I knew a couple agents that had already come over that I was friends with as well. So it was all good energy. It was just new, something fresh. You guys were growing. You were excited to grow, and I was excited to join and grow with you.
No, hold on. Let me correct you.
Oh, okay. Do you want to talk about when I
Let
was
me
supposed
correct
to?
you. You weren't.
The day I was supposed
Scary
to drop
Jaima.
my
We know
paper
Scary
off,
Jaima over
papers
here.
off.
Scary Jaima.
The day that I brought Edgar the papers, took him back to my car, and then he had to drive to my house
for
and
an
get
hour.
home.
Yes. No, but where are you from originally?
I am originally a small town Midwest girl from Southern Illinois.
Okay.
Can you guess how many people were in
Is
my
it-
hometown?
Peoria area or no?
About an hour from there.
Okay. Let's say at 5,000.
I was gonna say 1,000.
200.
No way. 200?
Yeah, from my little town.
Wow.
So it was like
So you guys
there were
know
like 5
everybody.
little towns, and all of us went to school at the big town in the middle.
so
So it's like kindergarten through high school.
Yeah, you know
basically.
everybody for
So
your whole
Adam
life.
had no choice but to be with you, huh? You
He
guys
was
were
actually from the
destined.
small town over. We didn't go to school
Oh,
together.
so you expanded.
Yeah, I went outside. I went outside.
That's awesome.
Wait, so how big is his town?
300.
Probably about a few thousand, actually. It's
Oh,
still
okay.
small.
Small.
Yeah.
Bigger town.
So he actually grew up with my best friend. So long story short, my parents got divorced when I was 13, and I moved out of that town. But I still had always stayed in touch with my best friend, and that's how I met Adam, was through her.
Okay, nice.
Shout out to Adam.
Shout out to Adam.
Adam, shout out to Adam. We were stationed together. He's
Yeah.
been a badass his whole career.
Yeah, and that's a thing also is we all know each other not during military. Well,
Like, we're all connected that
we're
way.
connected through the
Yeah.
military in some way or form. Jaima, I was a proud Triceratops, Dependopotamus. My wife was active duty. She made chief.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't I your ombudsman and your
you were
chief spouse sponsor
Yes, so
wife?
for those people watching that are in military service, when your spouse makes E7 and they get initiated and all that stuff, they have a meeting with all the spouses to let them know that they're going to be occupied for a few hours, for a couple of weeks. And Jaima was my sponsor, my point of
So funny,
contact.
I totally forgot that.
Yeah, and the party and my wife had to remind me that it was at Jaima's house. You don't
Yeah, it
remember? I was
was.
like, that was her, because from that point I didn't really see you until at least 2.5 years later when we're doing real estate.
Yep.
And I would only see Adam sporadically or whatever, and then you were stationed with him, right?
Yeah.
Or so-
On Adam's first ship.
We were on the Normandy together.
Yep.
Yep. Me, George, and Escobar, George Esco, and Adam. Yep.
Shout out to Esco because he's
Yeah.
my biggest hype man.
You know who else was on that ship with me? Luke Ben, the Dapper Luke.
Oh,
Dapper
Yes,
Luke
yeah.
was
Tell me
in there
about
with
that.
us. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, okay, so you meet Adam.
So yeah,
and
small town. I actually grew up in my little town of 200 people. Right next to my grandma's where we lived. So when my parents got divorced, my dad bought a trailer and we lived in that. Our barns were probably nicer than our house and bigger.
Well, is that because
you
and Adam kind of
No,
knew about the
I grew
barn?
up riding
what's going
horses,
on there?
so I've always been competitive. I used to race and do barrel racing and rodeos. I grew up doing that.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so I've always had like a competitive
And you're
edge. I'm a competitive person. I always want to win.
No, yeah, that I do know about you. So,
I don't like to lose.
The other thing is, you're one of the only people I know that actually married and are with their high school sweethearts and all that stuff.
Yeah, we met right after high school. Like I said, they're my best friend. He was already enlisted, so he was already getting ready to go to the Navy. He left for boot camp. We wrote letters. I still have all those letters also.
Seriously?
Yes, I have every letter. I'm like, look, you used to be nice to me.
Do you show your kids?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I have all those letters. And then he got his first assignment to Virginia. And I was still going to school. Like I went to a community college for accounting back home. So I was finishing that. And I was like, well, I'm coming to Virginia with you. And he was like, we can't afford to live out there. It's so much more expensive than where we're from. And I was like, well, we'll figure it out. And he said, well, if you're married, you get a housing allowance. And I was like, well, I guess we're getting married. So we did not get married for the TRICARE. We got married for the BAH.
Okay.
Which is also a normal, right?
Thing. That's a thing.
That's a thing. That's a
So yeah,
thing.
19
But
years
usually
old.
that happens at A school, C school.
Yeah.
You know,
You meet your A school buddy. Yo, we could get some. We could get some money. Let's get married. That happened a lot.
Yeah.
So we did. We got married at 19. And I mean, it's not been easy, but we worked it out. This year will be our 20th anniversary.
Wow, that's
Congratulations.
awesome.
That's
Congratulations.
Crazy. Makes me feel old.
Well, I mean,
But you guys like when I see you guys, you're still like fun. You still having fun with each other after
Yeah.
20 years.
I mean,
like,
obviously
what's the
there
secret?
was ups and downs. You just work it out. Neither of us will quit is the secret. Like we're not quitters.
Good. That's good.
we're gonna work this shit out type of people.
yeah, it's a good relationship every time I see you guys. And I mean, you got basically they're building their own trailer park. They got their own compound.
No. Yeah, we have our land. At this point, I've told Adam we're going to put tiny houses back there for the kids because by the time they're old enough to buy a house, they're going to be so expensive, they're not going to be able to afford them.
That's true. You guys bought early out there.
Yeah, we did. We love it down there. So that's kind of what took us we came here first to Virginia. We ended up getting, we actually bought our first house when we were here. We bought our first house at 21 years old. We realized, like, dang, the Navy is giving us this free money every month for housing. We might as well buy a house and put it to use. So we bought our first house at 21. About a year later, we got stationed up in Great Lakes. And then we came back and we've been back here ever since. And then we were just floating around in our pool one day at our Hampton house because our goal was to go to Tennessee whenever he retired. Because they don't tax your retirement. My dad's out there. And so, but I'm like, Adam, all we know is the Navy telling us where to go. Like, how do we just pick a place and go there? Like, this is weird to me. And him being him is like, we just do, Jaima. And I'm like, no, I need a plan. Like, I can't just pack up and pick a place.
There's scary Jaima again.
Yes.
That's coming
Scary
out.
Jaima comes
I
out
like
in
a
all.
plan. So he was like, well, if we don't do that, like, why don't we just go down to North Carolina? Because we wanted land. We knew we wanted land. And down there's still like that same small town feel like we grew up in. So we're raising our kids down there. We've been down there since 2018.
Okay.
Is when we had the house built. So yeah, like we love it. It's the best of all worlds. You can drive to the mountains. You can go to Northern Virginia. You can go to the beach. Like everything is within
monster
driving
trucks,
distance.
jumper go-karts. Like, I love everything you guys
can go
do.
drive your four-wheel drive vehicle on the beach with the wild horses.
I love that. I love that. So basically, you guys picked where you live because it's more similar to where you grew up.
Yeah, and we wanted land, and also the taxes in Currituck County are half of what they are in Virginia.
Gotcha.
But you just couldn't find it up here. So we're on 13 acres of woods, and you couldn't find that close up here.
Yeah, I've never been invited to the Botterbush residence, so I wouldn't know.
True.
You're coming to his retirement, right?
Yeah.
That's where it is. We're doing it at the house.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
at the compound.
I'll be there at 8 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I know.
The earliest retirement in the world.
Wait, why do you have to come early?
No, it's at 10. I
It
was
is,
just
but it is
exaggerating,
early.
but
We
10
just
is
got to
still
start
early.
Yeah, it is early.
What were you doing between, I guess, getting here, your first house, to you becoming, the almighty ombudsman and all that stuff?
Job wise?
Yeah.
Well, so I went to school for accounting, and I was actually in Virginia. So this was 2004. And I was here for about a year before I found a job. And then eventually I started working at Navy Federal. So, yeah.
So you were a teller.
I was a teller, and then I was an MSR. I kind of hopped from thing to thing. And then when we went to Great Lakes, I worked at the local credit union. So I just have kind of stayed with banking until real estate happened. I didn't seek out real estate.
How did it happen?
So Josh, that was on the ship with Adam, was selling our house for us in Hampton when we were moving to North Carolina. And he was like, hey, I'm going to be starting a team soon. Have you thought about doing real estate? But he knew me as the ombudsman for the ship. He's like, I know your communication,
Right.
like all that. And I was like, no, I never really thought about it. And he's like, well, if you want to get the license, let me know. And I was at the time I was part-time at Bayport Credit Union here, the local credit union, because I could still drop the kids off at school, go to work for a few hours, come home, pick them up. Like I'd always drop them off and pick them up.
Okay.
So it worked around that. It was just something to do while they were in school. And they gave me the summer off to move. And I was like, well, I have time, so let me just get this license. I don't have anything else to do and see what happens. And I left the credit union 3 months after getting my license. I was like, dang, I can make a few commissions and make what I'm making an entire year here.
Yeah, especially working just part-time and on an hourly wage.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and I had actually talked to Adam about that. I'm like, you have the Navy, like you have something to retire from. I was like, I haven't really built that as a spouse. Like, sure, I've had a job, but what am I going to do when I grow up? And so real estate just happened. Yeah, it did. And then it just happened. Like I said, I left and I haven't looked back. I could not have seen myself sitting at that teller station for the rest of my life.
No. I mean, you can't even talk to people, right?
No.
Like it's just...
And I was at one of their super slow branches too. So, no. I really found my thing with real estate. This is my jam. I love people. I like meeting new people. Like talking. I like the teaching aspect of it, actually. I love a first-time home buyer because I just love teaching them about the process. And they're going to be like, oh, I'm going to ask you this weird question. I'm like, go ahead and ask because we've heard it 1,000 times. But it's okay.
Yeah, what I like also is I've seen you pick up, not even really, well, you're mentoring them, but you're just doing it out of love. Like, come here, little one. Let me show you.
Even with other agents, too. So I get quite a few calls, just random agents. Some agents not even at our brokerage asking me questions.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, I'm happy to help. At the end of the day, helping someone else doesn't take anything away from me. There's plenty of business to go around. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I would say that for me, what the biggest thing I took about you, or when I think of Jaima, is that you're so knowledgeable. You know what I mean?
And
As
to me,
far
I
as
still feel like there's so much to learn.
well, but there is,
Yeah.
right? There's always room to learn.
Yeah.
But as far as if I have any type of North Carolina question about anything, you're my go-to.
North Carolina's the wild, wild west.
Yeah. I was just at the corporate office and I gave him the link because we were talking about that. It just came up. I was like, actually, these record things.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the link. And thank you, Jaima, for finding all this info because we're so unsat.
Yeah. Well, it's just different
We've gotta
rules
figure
and
it
different
out. We're good.
requirements.
We do, yeah, absolutely. But that was on you.
Yeah.
But you seek that knowledge out also.
Yeah. Well, again, I never seeked out real estate and I never seeked out owning or running a brokerage, but here I am.
Well, we seeked you out, right?
I know you did.
We
I was on your radar.
Jaima's
I
the
felt
one.
it.
We like Adam.
Shit.
Jaima's the one.
I felt it.
No. But I tell you what, since you've taken over the helm at Elizabeth City, is just a different
Yeah,
office.
I've gotten nothing but good feedback. So
Good. Well, keep it up. Keep it up.
yeah, it's a learning experience too, which I don't mind.
So where do you see yourself? Let's say 5 years from now. What are the Botterbushes doing, right? What are you guys doing in 5 years? Because I know that the kids are a huge part of your guys' life, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, right now I think we're kind of content. Like, we're good. We're all happy. We're healthy. The kids, the girls are 12 and 17. So our oldest, 5 years. Oh my gosh, she'll be, what is that? 22? I'm going to cry. Yep. I'm already emotional because I'm like, next year she's 18 and she might, I'm like, you have to live here forever. You're not allowed to leave.
And they're funny. So, they got good character.
So, yeah, I guess, I don't know. My oldest wants to go to school in Ohio. It's called Monster Jam University. And she wants to go up there and they teach them to work on performance vehicles, like the monster trucks, NASCAR car, like that's her jam. That's what she wants to do. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to move to Ohio because I can't let you live there by yourself.
Don't. Not Ohio.
Nah, you're staying right there, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, 5 years, I guess she'll be doing that. The little one will be 17 then.
Yep.
So.
Does she look up to her sister out there jumping her Jeep?
No, they're kind of opposites. Like, she'll go ride four-wheelers, the little one will, but, like, that's not her thing. She would do it if we let her, but it's not, like, she's not excited about it, where Jaden is excited to go do it. Jared's our more chill kid.
Yeah, and hers is a two-turnt.
Yeah, two-turn is her truck. I have no idea where that came from. I was just the
She's
sticker
younger.
maker. Yeah.
She's young. I like the name personally.
Two-turnt and the way she spelled it, too.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
So we joked that Adam was going to maybe get a tough truck too, and it was going to have to be called Turnt Up.
Okay.
Play off of hers.
Turned up. Okay.
But yeah, 5 years from now, I don't know. We have our house. We're not moving. We are one of those that refinanced at 2.3%, and so we're going to die in that house pretty much. We have our beach house. We own the second home on the Corova, the four-wheel drive beach, which we plan to keep. And we Airbnb'd out. It pays for itself. So, like, that's our little getaway. We're going there this weekend, actually. We have to go clean it up.
There's every weekend. Like, we didn't know when you don't go.
But when you're over there, it's like you feel like you're somewhere else so far away, and it's not. So, I think still doing that. I'm still going to be doing this. I hope to grow our Elizabeth City office. At least, my goal, I think we're at like 35 agents. Ultimately was to get us to like 50 to 60. I don't think that needs to take 5 years to get there, but that's the goal. And then really just to, I don't know. I don't think I want to be showing houses all day, every day in 5 years. So I think taking a step back and too burnt out.
Yeah.
So I think taking a step back from that maybe and more into the leadership role and growing the office. And I think that's the plan. And then Adam will be working, he'll be halfway through his second government job at that point.
Man.
So is that what Adam's doing?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's going to do his next 10 years and retire again, and then he's done. done.
Adam, you're going to hate it. You're going to be miserable after 3 months, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about, I've always said this about you guys. It's like every weekend, that's what I see. And obviously it's because of the circle, right?
So we like to work hard and play hard.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And all I see is dirt trucks. I mean, trucks.
If it's warm
sand,
out, we're on the
boats.
boat, we're going somewhere. We're just doing something outside. We don't want to sit around the house.
So you are actually living your peak life.
Yes, I would say we are at the moment. Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, it tells. Like you know, anytime you see Jaima, it's like work or play.
Yes, so that's
like
the goal,
hardcore. There's two extremes, right? I sold 13 houses this week. Oh, and by the way, I'm on the water.
Yeah,
Like
we're going to the beach
for the sunset.
We're floating in a tequila bar, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of are, and it wasn't easy getting to this point. I mean, like, okay, we bought our first house when we were 21 years old. That also came with acquiring every single store card that you could think of to decorate this house and redo this house. So when we sold it, we paid off all of our debt. And we're like, okay, no more debt. We're done. And I think the only things we actually have payments on are the two houses we own.
Wow.
And the boat. The boat.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
I'm not there.
Well, I think it came from too. Like we were at one point living off of. I wasn't working, living off of Adam's nothing
That's
paycheck.
nothing
You made it
paycheck.
work.
Well, Adam advanced fast as hell.
but you
I
made
was
it-
on his ship. He was the
We also had
E5 in
kids.
2 days.
We also
like, don't give me that. Like, let's keep it real
we
too.
also had kids young.
Yeah,
Like
that
we had
is
our
true,
oldest
yeah.
at 22 years old.
Yeah,
And so and I didn't go to work. I didn't work for each of our kids' entire first year.
Oh, okay.
So like we made it work. But that came with some debt, and we're like, we don't ever want to be in that position again. So, and that's what allows us to live our peak life and do the things that we do, is that we don't do anything we can't just pay for. We're not accumulating any more debt.
Yep.
You know, that a memory just passed. Like when I said that, I remember, like Adam, legit. Like I'm joking, but he excelled so fast on that first ship. Like,
Should we have had Adam in here? He
yo,
should.
We can.
look, but you know, those people operating at that level, like, you know, you guys must feed off of each other. Now knowing you,
We do.
right? And I knew him back then. Just bringing the two. I mean, you guys have a hell of a life. You both are
Yeah.
go-getters. You both are, you know, lively, funny
So I
people.
think that's one thing too, is people when they tell you like, oh, like you're so lucky to do all the business you do. Oh, you're so blessed to do this. And I'm like, I tell them I was blessed with parents that instilled a work ethic in me, that if you want something, nobody's handing it to you. You better work your ass off and earn it yourself. So nobody's handed us any of the stuff we have. Like none of it. We
None.
worked, we paid things off, when we're now living our best
and
life.
it shows it in your children. It shows it in your children. And
Oh
I'm-
yeah, our
I'm-
17-year-old's been working since she was 15.
And I remember when we went over to your beach house, like you sent them on an errand, right, to go find what
Paint
was
the
it?
picture, please.
Pipe.
Yes.
No, they were working on
They
a
were
water
on a
heater.
paddleboard.
No, but paint the picture, Edward.
So we're out in the jungle, right, in North Carolina.
Jungle.
You have to take a 4-wheeler to get to this location or a boat. I don't own any of these things. Okay, so I'm not even prepared to visit her. Okay, that's the
It
first
was last
thing,
minute. Yeah.
right? So we go.
Eric had his Jeep. Y'all were good.
That
Again,
is
we
true.
were not ready.
Again, I don't own a Jeep. All right. So we go there and they needed a pipe. We're there. We're all talking on the first floor. We're like, hey, they need a pipe. They send the kids out to get a pipe. They get on paddle boards on the river.
It's like the Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Go next door, pick up the pipe, put it on the paddle board, bring the shit
And it's
back.
not next door. Next
Yeah.
door is like a block.
It's like
and
down a canal and another
Yes.
canal.
Yes. I'm like, yo, I can't even send my kids to take out the trash.
Yeah, yeah. There's sharks and alligators in this water.
It's
like,
not.
Wow.
there's salt water. There's sharks
No, it's
at
not.
least.
It might be brackish, depending on what way the wind's blowing that
Explain
day.
brackish
I don't
to
even know
colored
what that
people.
term means. Okay,
Yes,
so
thank you. Say.
It's like where fresh water meets salt water. It's
We're not
fresh,
stupid,
but it's
Jaima.
not-
We know what it means.
Well, then why are you asking me to explain it?
that's that North Carolina.
Yeah, but that is that work ethic, right? That you're instilling in them. It was like, hey, go down there to Mr. Whoever's house and go grab this 4-foot heavy ass pipe and bring it back.
Well, even with the beach house, so we tell them like one day this might be yours, and they have to help us maintain it. Like we're going over there this weekend, they're going to help us.
And there's
going to
be horse poop, right? Because the
they're gonna
horses are always
scoop
there.
That, and when we have guests, we clean it ourselves after every guest. The kids go with us; they have to
Okay.
go help. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's great that you guys are teaching, your children that work ethic. I think
So
it's
our
amazing.
oldest, like I said, she's been working since she was 15. She was about to get her license. We're like, yeah, we'll get you the truck, but you're getting a job.
Nice.
Got her first little S10. And that thing started dying on her, so we had to get her something else. Adam got tired of picking her up off the side of the road. And so she's 17 now. She is in honors auto, honors ag mechanics. She goes.
Oh, she wants this.
Yeah, she goes her 4th bell class of every day. She goes down to a local auto shop and like interns there and works with the guys down there. And then she usually goes right from there up to Chick-fil-A and works every single day. That's her
Wow.
day. Long days, and she does
Man.
come home looking tired sometimes. But I'm like,
I mean,
Yeah, and that's what it
You
that's
want-
life
yeah.
though, right? Like, I'm gonna say I did a bad job in painting a realistic picture for my children. I did a horrible job. You know what I mean? Because everything was instant. Hey, Pop, I need this. Go and get it.
we
Like,
do that too. But once they became an age where they could start doing some. Our youngest one has chores. She gets paid to do like a vacuum, dust this. Like she has chores.
No, and with back to your original point when you say you were lucky, right? You put in some hours, for the sales that you were doing and sales volumes, and also she lives an hour away from this area, so she's driving up here to do all these sales.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your sales were on this side, so it was an hour drive, spend all day
My
traveling.
2022 vehicle has 73,000 miles on it.
Yeah, fucking rental.
Yeah.
And you put in those hours,
So-
and you did. I mean, everything, and not just show homes. I mean, it encompasses everything from
Well, I think that's
the
what people
follow-up.
see. They follow me on social media, and they see the pretty houses, the cute sold signs, and
Mm-hmm.
they don't realize the stress, the work, the hours, the
The two-page
negotiations.
PICRA.
Yeah, that go behind it.
PICRA.
It's a
PICRA.
PICRA. It's a,
PICRA.
yes, PICRA.
PICRA.
But they don't realize the work that's going behind it. And they're like, oh, I'm going to get a real estate license. This is going to be so easy. I'm going to make some quick money.
Everybody can.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Just thinking it's so easy.
Yeah.
I mean, we also do paint that picture in social media, right? It's just the show
It's the
sold
highlight
under
reel, yes.
right? And there's so much in between there that they don't get to see,
Well,
aside from the family life
Yeah.
that you're super dedicated to. And it shows in your children again, like they're out there working, and we saw it immediately. Like, damn, these kids are really out here. And then she's out here jumping trucks, like
Yeah, I can't even park my
super
car.
dope.
I suck. Like I can't park my car. Look, every time you look at me park, it's always crooked.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So no, this is my peak life at the moment.
Yeah,
It may change, but for now, yeah, I'm living it.
yeah, that's
And I love
awesome.
it. Like I'm content, but not complacent to where I don't want more. I'm just like happy where we're at right now.
Awesome.
Well, we always ask everybody now, as of recent, like, what's a question that you have for any one of us? Anything.
I would say, what is your best piece of advice for me being in this new-ish leadership position?
I would say continue training, and you have to grow it.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
Like, I've told you, like, you have to face the things that you're uncomfortable doing it, like, in a way to make it fun for you.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Like, I already know you would like to have at least some type of connection to people to actually reach
Yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So find out what ways would be creative ways to already have these connections, and then start the conversations.
She just has to hear it from somebody else than Edgar sometimes.
Yeah, Edgar abandoned me.
I mean, but that's really
But that's not
how
a
it
bad
is.
thing, because I am a person that if you don't get back to me, I'm gonna throw me in and I'm gonna figure this shit out kind of person.
Yeah.
I know how you are, Jaima, honestly. Because I know scary Jaima, so I know like how you talk and all that, and everything's like sometimes
Just
like
make me
a.
super nervous, guys. I'm sorry.
It's like, oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But also, what you just said, you're not content. Treat the business the same way. There's a lot of companies out there that have gotten complacent.
Yeah,
You're going to stand out.
yeah.
And just the people have to see it, that's all.
Like I said,
in
this
that
is
area.
a new learning experience for me too.
Well,
So
I'm gonna tell you,
just doing my best.
you're rocking it, man.
Yeah.
You are rocking it. You've
Thank you.
exceeded what I thought you would do, and I say it all the time. Like, yo, James is killing it.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely. We appreciate you. Super thorough, letting the agents know, keeping them like up to date, and like I love the hey guys,
Hey, y'all.
with the nice little meme.
Yeah.
Hey y'all.
Just so you know,
And she says she's like, you're going to do this in the nicest way.
Yeah.
Like, whether you like it or not, this is what it is.
Yeah.
And I love
but
that.
it's the rules are the rules, and it's like that's the industry we're
And my
in.
one goal is to keep us all out of real estate jail and in compliance. It's
Absolutely.
not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, I know you don't want to do these things, but we have to. It is what it is.
Well, thank you, Jaima. We appreciate the
Thank you.
the convo. We are, I think we should have all of our spouses on here.
That would be fun.
Just
need to.
them.
Oh,
Just
without
them.
us.
Right?
Oh,
them
yes.
imitating us. I think that would be the best podcast.
I already know what Adam will do.
Yeah, I know Rebecca will put fucking flame
He jokes
spray
me that I talk with my hands too much. That's what. So I'm gonna sit on my hands.
I think, but hey guys, thanks again for tuning in. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tune in next week for another episode of Your Peak Life podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.